Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Piofiore 1926, continuing Henry's tragic bad ending. And, we've been locking ourselves in our room because Henry's like, hey, pick someone else in the mafia to bone, and, I'm sure they'll take care of you, and, you're just basically gonna marry them, I get, whatever. And Gil's our only option because, he said, don't pick Yang, though. And it's valid. Absolutely valid. And we can't pick Dante because the whole point is to not be eligible to be the Key Maiden anymore. So we have to have sex with someone who's, quote unquote, not worthy. So that's not Dante. And Nicola's kind of up in the air because we haven't made it clear in this route that Nicola is eligible as being part of the Falzone bloodline as someone worthy. But so he should be questionable to anybody in this, or Emilio's going to pop up and be like, whoa, no. So our only option is Gil, because Orlok doesn't smash in his own route. So he's definitely not going to do it in this. So, we got nothing. So, because they're not going to let me pick Oliver. Well, that would be amazing, but anyway, so hold up in our room because what the hell? We told Henry we wanted to be him, and he's like, yeah, anyway, you should pick someone soon. Okay, bye. Yeah, so. But he feels like crap about it, but he's just being a fucking dramatic goddamn idiot. So. The night of the next meeting arrived before I was able to sort out my feelings. Miss Spacey. There was a knock on the door, followed by Henry's voice, and I quickly sat up in bed. If you don't wish to participate in the meeting, that's all right. I've called Orlok over. I can arrange it so you have more time to decide. And please let me know once you have your answer. After that, I could hear the sound of his footsteps grow distant. When Orlok arrived, Henry went out to attend the meeting. I pulled the blanket over myself and shut my eyes. Hey, Henry. You're alone today? Where's the Signorina? Henry, are you listening? I'm sorry. I was just thinking of something, or someone. She's not been feeling well the past few days, so she's staying at the hotel with Orlok. I get it. You upset her, didn't you? By telling her to pick someone beside you. Oh? Now what's this all about? That sounds interesting, but I don't recall being told about it. It seems you've left me out on purpose. What an appalling lack of manners. I thought you explained it to everyone before the meeting. You didn't tell Yang? A wise decision. Dante, you didn't tell yet? Yeah, no, that's smart. I didn't expect him to cooperate in any case, so I saved myself the time and effort. Don't tell me now, Lambert. You don't want me to seek the answer on my own, would you? So that's it. Not bad. I suppose it was about as interesting as I expected. However, shouldn't you have been more forthcoming so as not to limit her pool of candidates? Had I not inquired, she'd have been robbed of her very first choice. Yang is so full of himself. You know what? I'll give it to you, Yang, sweetie. You deserve to have that little bout of confidence and think that you're number one. I love you to death, don't get me wrong. Most of the time, the death was at your hands. But, just because you deserve to feel a little bit good about yourself after the Phantom basically was like, I don't talk to people who aren't beautiful. So, poor Yang. It's been the butt of all the jokes in this route, poor thing. Don't worry, Yang. That wouldn't have happened. I've always thought this, but you sure are confident about yourself. Leaving her to decide means we'll be waiting a long time before our answer. Yet another troublesome thing to endure. And this is the behavior of a gentleman. I'll never understand it. Yang's over there it's gonna take her forever to decide. I could just decide for her, Just let me over there. Damn it, Yang. Wish I could fall asleep. I was still wide awake in bed. It was later than usual, but Henry still hadn't returned to the hotel. The meeting taking longer because I didn't participate. I felt guilty at the thought. I climbed out of bed and put on my robe, then opened the door in the main room. Orlok, who was sitting on the couch, immediately noticed me and looked up. Very sorry, Orlok. I know you've been concerned about me, but I didn't come out of my room. Oh, you're worried about something? You seem to be in a lot of pain. So don't force yourself. Thank you. I was happy to hear Orlok's kind words and gently thanked him for his concern. Just then the telephone rang. Let me. He stopped me with a gesture and picked up the receiver. What? Orlok stood in shock. His voice was a whisper. Henry disappeared? Interesting. Well, look at that. We could have just finished that part in the last one and gotten to chapter 6. Well, here we go. Sorry, I accidentally fucked up my guide. God damn it. Whatever. By dawn, the Burlone Mafia had gathered. Henry Lambert has been abducted. He was abducted? Well, I mean, I guess that's better than what we thought. Like, he just literally pieced out, but... My fists tightened as they rested on my lap. We had our men assigned to him to act as surveillance and covert security. And that was in addition to the sentry post at the hotel. When Henry didn't make it back after the meeting, we were informed immediately. We appointed 2 guards to watch his movements. In the event of an emergency, we could count on receiving at least 1 report. Have you lost contact with them? Dante nodded silently. I immediately sent out a search team to check the streets and alleyways, and they found the guards' bodies not far from the church. And there was a pistol found nearby, an M1906 model not in our soldiers' arsenal. Come to think of it. I was like, we know the make and model of his gun? Henry's gun was a pistol, too. I kept my hands clasped firmly, trying to stop them from shaking. I really thought he was abducted, not he, like, actually killed them and then poofed away on his own. Yang spoke in a slightly teasing tone, and I couldn't tell whether it was meant to comfort or ridicule. Why are we ruling out that Lambert's escaped again, as he's so fond of doing? I mean, I really was waiting Yang to be like, wow, he really didn't want to have to fuck you, so he killed 2 men to escape. That's a lot, girl. Like, ouch. No, that'd be hard to believe. And this was also found near one of the bodies. I'm like, I kind of feel like it has to be the Phantom. Because, like, Henry, like, killing 2 guards and piecing out on his own, he wouldn't have left his gun. He would have taken it, you know, just in case he needed it. And then, like, how are we wrapping up the Phantom? You know what I mean? Because he still think the Phantom would come after me if he did. So you know what I mean? He's going to make sure that that ends, so... He might not want to do us, but he will make sure the Phantom gets murdered, so... What is this? I held a broken fragment of ceramic with a teardrop painted on it. Could this be... Correct. And there were 3 assailants, all of whom were wearing clown masks. And the kind with the teardrops on the cheeks, like Perrault, and the one you'd find in comedy troupes. Part of a mask, huh? See. All signs are pointing to Gallier being the one who abducted Henry. Why would he suddenly take direct measures like this? It's pointless to even question that. Gallier's logic's beyond that of a normal person's. No one other than he would understand. And that is, with the exception of Lambert, perhaps. Yeah, we don't have much time to worry about it. What we need to do is search for Henry. You're right. It's safe to assume that he's with Sebastiano now. We need to find his base as quickly as possible. Right, I'll get my guys on it. By the way, what should we do about the Signorina? Dangerous for you to stay here alone. Considering the situation, I recommend that you be moved elsewhere. Dante looked at me and spoke with concern. God damn, look, beautiful eyes. You know what it is? It's those sexy bedroom eyes that he's got all the time. That's what it is. Stop it. Henry who? I'm just kidding. Love Henry. If you don't mind, I'd like to take you back to the Falzone Manor for protection. Is that alright with you? Thank you, Dante. That was all I could say at the moment. No, I kind of want to go to the Visconti so I can hang out with Oliver. I mean, I know he's not going to do much to protect me. Because, like, you know, aside from math. Which, I guess, if someone busted in and he started throwing math problems at them, that would disarm them pretty fast. Because I don't think anybody expects that. Like the Spanish Inquisition, nobody expects math. I couldn't think of anything apart from Henry having been kidnapped. Several days later, there was no evidence leading to Sebastiano's hideout, nor of Henry himself. Oh, Henry's so dead at this point. It's been days? We're now searching old factories no longer in use, as well as abandoned houses on the outskirts of town. We're gonna find both of them dead. Dante and Nicola always made an effort to keep me updated on the situation during mealtimes. And there are limits to the places they can hide. And Berlone isn't that big. We'll find him. Right. I knew Dante was trying to cheer me up, but I still couldn't be rid of my worries. It's kind of sad because it's like, if that's the case, it's like, we're not going to get there and... Because you know what I mean? It's been days. If Sebastiano kidnapped Henry, he wouldn't have waited days. You know what I mean? I just feel like that's weird. But then we go and we find his dead body and, like, that's it? Like, that's a little, you know? And all the other ones, we at least died together or we were there when it happened or whatnot. Signorina, I understand that you're worried, but you should eat something. Otherwise you might collapse. Hey, I'm just a fainting potato. I just do that on my own, okay? It has nothing to do with food. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you. Priorities! Ooh! Anonymous! He's not responded to us or being cooperative at all. Also, you just have Henry chained and... Okay, this is strange, but sure. And the Berlone Mafia seems to be hot on her tail. We've already managed to find some of our fake hideouts. We should be safe here for now, but... As expected, the Berlone Mafia wasn't incompetent after all. After the others left, I thought back to what happened that day. Oh good, I need this. And I was wondering if I should say it or not, but I can't help it. You are more beautiful than ever today. Oh, he was spying on us. They seem to be having such a grand time. No matter how well I was disguised, they might still spot me if I approached them too closely. I couldn't hear their conversation from here. Still, I could tell by his expression and the way he looked at her so fondly. He may very well choose her over his sister now. Rather than being tormented by his regrets, why not choose a bright future instead? Okay, this time the Phantom's not as stupid as he was. That's valid. That's exactly what Henry did. No, this will not do. I mustn't allow it. Henry is far more exquisite when he's wallowing in despair. Well, he was gonna make himself wallow in despair by having someone else fuck me, so we're good. Once Henry made his decision, they could very well leave town in the midst of my game. This was no longer the time for me to play with dolls while recreating his sister. Of course, my invitation was rather short notice, but he sure is a stubborn one. In truth, I had hoped to keep his sanity intact, take my time to build upon our friendship. But I had no choice now. The priorities. Oh dear. The sooner I break him, the better. Oh god. Oh no, that's almost worse. That, like, instead of Henry being dead, you just find him and he's a complete and utter fucking shell of a human being. Oh no. Oh, no. I liked the idea that we just marry Gil and everybody's kind of happy but also sad, and you're like, this is no, oh, that was better than poor Henry being like, literally a husk. Sorry, I don't mean to worry you. I picked up the spoon and held it in my hand. No appetite at all, but I began to eat slowly, little by little. 2 sips of your soup, and you're like, can I go now? A few days later, it's already morning? Been finding it harder to sleep recently, often waking up feeling exhausted. So this is at least 4 days, because it's a few days later and then a few days later, and you think a few could be 2 or 3, but we'll give it, so it's at least 4 days. Dante and the others were still continuing the investigation, but they still hadn't found Henry. The longer we leave him with the Phantom, the more he is going to oh no. Oh god, oh! No, let's go back to my ideas, they're better! Hill was worried about me and came to visit the Falzone Manor a few times. I forced myself to get up and get dressed, knowing that it was the only way I could get any new information. I left the room and found that Orlok was standing just outside. Perhaps he'd come to report his findings to Dante and Nicola. Good morning, Space. Good morning, Orlok. I could tell from his expression that he hadn't made any additional progress. Must be really worried, but I think Henry is still safe. Well, physically maybe. His plan was to kill him. He wouldn't have bothered to abduct him. And I heard Gallier's obsessed with Henry, so... Thank you, Orlok. Sebastiano isn't normal. The discomfort I felt when I first met him resurfaced in my mind. As long as Sebastiano's true purpose remains unclear, there's no guarantee that Henry will be kept alive forever. The longer Henry's alive, the more danger he'll be in. They may have done something terrible to him already. Oh, dear God. Oh, no. Did. Well, and that's, like, the thing, though, like, with Henry, like, I want you to be happy. If you're dead, or even if you, like, I'm gonna be miserable. I'm not gonna willingly choose anyone else. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna be sad the rest of my life. You have no option. Eventually, you get over the person that you think you're madly in love with. But, like, you know, this is true love, so we're never gonna get over it. It's a Tome game logic, motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Real world logic. You're like, absolutely, I'm gonna die without you. I can't live without you. And then 2 months later, you're like, oh, that was kind of dumb, huh? You know what I mean? It's like in real life, we would either get over it completely or get past it to the point where you're like, Henry was my first love and my true love, but he died, and I found someone else that I can also love. Like, you can have more than one. You know what I mean? Like, but a Tome game logic, we never would. We'd just suffer alone and die miserable. So, good luck, Henry. Thanks for fucking us up. God. How are you doing today, Henry? Poor Henry. I was an expert at assessing the border between life and death. Withholding food and sleep are the basis of successful brainwashing. The rest was simply moderate pain and drugs. You're so accustomed to withstanding pain, aren't you? Let me give you more drugs. Oh, don't move so much. The needle might break. Poor Henry. It was such fun to hold him down and inject the drugs, feeling him resist against my hands, even though his strength had weakened considerably in the past few days. Say, Henry, I'm so pleased that you enjoyed our story time from yesterday. How about how I murdered the children and friends? Ah, I did feel for those poor little children. They were so cute and innocent, and yet to be killed in such a horrible fashion. But see, this was all your fault, you know. Yes, it was all because of you. Today, let's talk about the person you love. I was quite surprised. I thought she drew you in because she reminded you of your sister. But that wasn't at all. But that wasn't all. Okay. But that wasn't all, was it? And now, Henry, think about this carefully. It would not do for her to have you by her side without having paid any price. That would not be fair. Oh, not at all. She needs to feel pain just as you have. To understand your pain in the truest sense, and only then will she deserve that right. That's why I shall give her the opportunity to earn her place. Oh, no need to worry. You don't have to say a thing. I already know. Don't. Oh, did you say something? Please don't do anything to her. At last! You're speaking to me, Henry! You've held your tongue for oh so long! Inflicting physical pain upon him had not broken him. I couldn't hide my smile at having finally elicited a response. Now that he'd spoken, the rest would be easy. Let us reawaken old wounds, and with it, the fear that he'll lose everything because of them. His ego was on the verge of collapse. It was only a matter of time before he lost his mind completely. That's the sad part, losing his mind completely. Like, and there's no coming back. Oh, stop. We're gonna find him after that. Oh, that's worse. Oh, no. That's worse than him dying and us being sick. This is horrible. We're going to spend the rest of our going to visit him in an asylum or whatever. Oh. Oh, no. It's all right. Don't you worry. I'll not kill her, you see. No, no. No matter how much she begs for death. Now where shall we begin? Oh, the Phantom's not going to just, take my eligibility. Oh, God. Oh, dear. Oh, please. Oh, in front of Henry. Oh! He's crazy enough to do it, and that would be, like, literally the worst. The worst. They have done something terrible to him already. They kind of have, and they think it's going to get worse. Orlok didn't refute my words. There's, like, nothing else, by the way, in this chapter. Oh. It had already been 2 weeks since Henry's disappearance. Oh, he's so fucked. Never mind. Nearly the entire town had been searched, but we still hadn't found Sebastiano's base. There were no further leads. Feeling helpless, I could only watch as more and more days passed. Oh, he's so gone. 2 weeks? Nah, fuck that. He's gone. One day, I sat with Dante and Nicola in the salon as they provided me another update. Orlok had to leave Berlone. Apparently he received an urgent message from the church. Urgent message? It seems that Bishop Rosberg has collapsed. Aw, poor Orlok! Come on! Orlok and Bishop Rosberg didn't deserve it. He was a twat in the first game, but he seems to have redeemed himself a little in some of these routes, so. And given the timing, as well as the fact that he wasn't known to be sick, I can't say that this was mere coincidence. Yes, well, Orlok didn't say so. I think it's likely that Rosberg was poisoned. The Phantom, getting everyone out of the way so that he can nab me. Do you mean an assassination attempt? There was a momentary silence, and Julia entered the room with drinks. Please have some chocolate called hot chocolate. It'll warm you up. Thank you, Julia. Just as I reached out to take the cup she offered, there was a loud commotion from the front. Oh, we getting kidnapped. I was wondering what was going on when, because Orlok's not here, he's the best chance that we had to not get kidnapped. Kidnapped and death! Police, nobody move! More than a dozen police officers filled the salon with their guns raised. Oh, that's not what I was expecting. Dante Falzone and Nicola Francesca! As the police identified them, their formation shifted to surround them both. At the same time, the other Falzone members in the salon had rushed over to block them. We have a warrant for your arrest. If you attempt to resist, you'll be taken by force. Don't be ridiculous! When one of the members stepped forward, half of the officers turned their guns to him. Are they really serious? They have guns drawn, so I'm gonna go with yeah. I looked around at all the officers who had barged into the Falzone manor. Their faces were hardened, and they held their weapons up, ready to shoot. One wrong move and the whole place might erupt in a gunfight. Dante was calmly assessing the situation, then looked over at Nicola. Nicola caught Dante's and nodded in silence. I'm assuming Dante's glance. Or eyes, Very well. We will accompany you to the station for further discussion. But we don't want a battle to break out here. The salon will smell like smoke for days. Two stood up as they spoke. Nicola indicated his orders with a glance at the soldiers, who then gave way quietly. Both Dante and Nicola submitted to being handcuffed as easily as though they'd ordered it themselves. We will return soon. Take care of the rest. Dante spoke to the Falzone members in the salon without the slightest hint of unease. Young Dante! Young Nicola! Dante looked over at me and Julia and smiled reassuringly. Well, we get them arrested out of the way. Okay. Wow, alright, yeah, he's covering all his bases to kidnap us. Nicola gave a playful wink as they departed the salon together. He could do nothing but stand frozen in place. Not only Dante and Nicola, but several other executives were also taken into police custody. The tragic ending is our man harem, everybody's lives are being ruined. This is sad! Leo arrived at the manor in the evening. Yeah, I heard about it while I was out. And I think the only reason I didn't get pinched myself was because I wasn't around. A lot of the top brass was arrested too, so I don't know what to do now. No idea what would happen next. Sudden developments seemed to have come out of nowhere. Just then I heard footsteps approaching and several more officers appeared in the salon. They approached me without hesitation. Are you Spacey Adornato? Summons has been issued for you. Come with us. Me? There were allegations of your involvement in murders committed by the Falzone family. Wait, she's not part of the mafia. She isn't involved in the Falzone business in any way. What? You want to be arrested first for willfully obstructing a police officer? No, it's okay, Leo. I'll go. Oh, they're fake. They're not real cops. He ain't real cops! If Leo was thought to be intervening in police matters, he'd only be arrested too. Like, I know I didn't murder anyone! I stood up so that I wouldn't cause trouble to Leo, Julia, or the others left behind. My last sight of Leo before I left the salon was the anguished expression on his face. Poor Leo! He's like, what do I do? I can't even call my dad! They're both in jail! Dad and Mom are in jail. And now Sis is getting let off. I was led inside the vehicle parked outside. Oh, they ain't real cops, these ones. The first ones might have been, but these guys ain't. Actually, I wonder if the first ones were either, you know what I mean? We passed Arca? I knew exactly where the police station was in Arca, but we were taking a road leading out of town instead. Excuse me, if we're going to Arca, this isn't the right way. No, this is the right way. But... Shut up! He pointed his gun at me as he spoke. You see, a real officer? I'm gonna go with no. You, when he barged in, you wouldn't have known, you know. I felt a chill run down my spine. The town disappeared behind us as the car continued down the empty road. We stopped in the middle of the forest, where I was brought to an isolated building. So I wonder if he had the real cops arrest Dante and Nicola, or do you think he had fake ones come in, take Dante and Nicola so everybody's here? He's after Henry, so I'm not really sure why he would have fake arrested Dante and Nicola. I feel like Rosberg was poisoned so that would get Orlok out, and then the sting on Dante and Nicola to get them out of the way temporarily so that he could get to me with his fake cops, you know? I was then led to a strange room and left alone. I tried opening the door, but of course it was locked. I looked around to see if there was any other escape route, but the room was sealed completely. During my search, my eyes caught glimpses of the disturbing things set up inside the room. Not wanting to look at them again, I had no choice but to sit down and wait with my eyes on the door. I don't know, there's a table full of, like, needles and scissors and shit. I'd have, like, put a lot of those in my pocket. Because I'd be like, I need a weapon. Because this ain't no police station I've ever seen. I don't think this is legit, so weapons. Time stretched on. The longer the door remained closed, the higher my anxieties mounted. Must have been here for several hours already. Been like 2 minutes. My sense of time blurred in this windowless room. Thoughts of why I was kidnapped and what would happen next continued to torment me. Suddenly, the door finally opened to reveal a familiar figure. I was like, it's gonna be the Phantom, because, like, he's broken Henry. Sebastiano. He walked up to me without hesitation and didn't stop until he was uncomfortably close. Oh, gross. Again, girl, there was a table full of scissors right there. You could stab him. You could just be standing there, he comes in close, and you just jab him. I mean, it's probably not gonna kill him, but, you know, something. He reached out and lifted up my chin, staring down at me as if appraising my value. I think I'd have slapped him by now. I reflexively turned my head away. My. Being regarded with such hatred from you brings a tear to my eye. Are you perhaps upset that I didn't offer you any refreshments? I silently glared at him. I understand your feelings. A lady can only fret endlessly in a situation like this, wondering what threats may await her. You say that and it sounds creepier than it should. I mean, I think it was meant to sound creepy, but it sounds even creepier coming from you. I know what you did to that skull. Allow me to address your concerns by saying I lost a certain ability 10 years ago, so you need not worry about that. Oh, well, that's a small relief. At least the game gave us one thing. With all of the other things that Sebastiano has done, could do, would do, whatever, has done, and they're like, well, except for that! Oh, okay! That actually somehow does make it better. Like, look, we've gone down the rabbit hole so far with his debauchery and craziness, and he just keeps getting worse. So it's like, okay, well, there's at least one thing that we have to not worry about here. So, okay. Because I'm not going to lie, I was concerned. The man licked a skull and stuck his tongue in the eye socket. If he could absolutely do that to us, he would, not licking us, but you know what I mean. Oh, dear God. My irritation was gradually returning to fear, and out of concern I asked, Is Henry safe? You were the one who took him, right? Sebastiano's mouth twisted into a smile. I invited you here with the best of intentions, Signorina. What do you mean? Henry. After he spoke Henry's name, I heard a faint sound from the door. Oh no! Oh no! We knew he broke Henry, but he's literally broken Henry to the point where he's like a puppet now, instead of just being like, rocking and muttering in a corner where he's so tormented that he's just completely shut inside of himself and he's just a husk of a person. No, now he's like a controlled puppet. And oh no. Sebastiano's like, I can't do that, but I can make Henry do. Oh no, don't! Game, don't do it. Let somebody bust in here and kill Henry. I'd rather he just die. Oh dear God. Oh no. Oh. Every time I think that this is like the worst that they could do. This would be a bad. No, stop it. Just let us die in peace or some shit. Oh, good God. Oh no. After he spoke Henry's name, I heard a faint sound from the door. Oh God. Henry? As far as I could tell, he was standing on his own 2 feet without any sign of injury. So glad you're safe. Henry? He gave no response. Oh, God. His quiet, wisteria eyes appeared to have a somewhat vacant haze. Sebastiano, what did you do to Henry? Sebastiano gave a hearty laugh. Oh, nothing. Nothing special at all. I only invited Henry here so that we could have a pleasant chat about things. We've not had the opportunity to catch up for many years. It was rather challenging to get him to open up to me at first. Even dear friends can be shy after 10 years. In order for him to be more relaxed, I used a special medicine to help him feel comfortable. The side effects are unfortunate, but it was his fault for not being honest with me. I had to employ various methods with him. How much had Henry had to endure these past 2 weeks? I could only imagine the horrors. It did take some time, but I managed to open his heart to me at long last, though I will say his fortitude was admirable. An ordinary person would have succumbed in a day or two, but it took an entire week to break him. Break? My stomach sank with dread. Oh, yeah, because now he's going to make Henry break you. Oh, dear God. Seeing that I was speechless, Sebastiano continued, Oh, and just so you know, bringing you here was my reward to him. Reward? Yes, my plan had but a single flaw I had not accounted for. It was you. I discovered that your existence was of great importance to Henry, enough that it could very well ruin my carefully laid out plans. I was beside myself wondering what to do. Life rewards the resourceful, so I simply changed course. Henry's remarkable mind is to be commended. That's why I wanted him so much. I needed him for my own future. To be honest, it would have been better had Henry joined of his own free will. However, this way was enjoyable as well. What do you mean? He continued to dance around the subject, not telling me directly what happened. You can kind of guess if you look at Henry's vacant stare. He smiled good-naturedly at me. I decided to have Henry become my precious doll. Your doll? Oh, there's no need to worry. I've been interested in experiments like this since I was a student, so I have a great deal of experience. Back then I struggled to determine the proper dosage and led to some overdose. However, it went very well this time. My best results yet. Henry's very obedient now. He properly carries out my requests. For example... His warped smile grew more sinister. The worst part is, like, Henry's probably in there somewhere, and if he tells Henry to, like, murder me or whatever, like, Henry's gonna be kind of, like, aware of what he's doing, but unable to stop himself. That would be the real trauma for Henry. Creating a spectacle of the Felzone family's arrest. Did you enjoy watching the drama unfold before your very eyes? I no longer have any need for the Burlone Mafia, so I decided to be rid of them. What? This plan was thought up by my loyal Henry. Everything's going as planned. Their end draws near. Oh, everybody's tragic end here. Once I stripped him of all his emotions and doubts, he was able to concoct the perfect plan. Seamless and beautiful. Had he been more serious last year, he would have succeeded in his vengeance. At his core, he is a kind and delicate soul. The poor thing! I knew at once that I needed to alleviate him of those feelings of guilt. Henry didn't say a word the entire time. Look at his eyes. They look like totally vacant. There is nothing there. Like, because normally there's like a glint, there's a light, the way they shade them and color, but this is like nothing. My eyes rested upon his vague stare. It felt as though he might be looking at me. Like, there's some, but you know, like, he's gone, but it's kind of like... You know when you sort of know you're in a dream? There's like a part of you that's like, this isn't real, but you have no control over it. You're like, I'm along for this ride, you know? I feel like Henry's in there, like, stuck in this little glass prison inside of his own mind and is like, no. He can't stop himself from doing, but I think there's probably an awareness. That makes it way more traumatizing, by the way, if you think about it that way. If you're like, I'm totally clueless, like if you sleepwalk when you're asleep, you have no recollection, nothing. That's fine. You'd be like, okay. But, like, to be controlled like this and have absolutely no recollection, you're just gone. Okay, whatever. My husk is doing horrible things. I'm gone. But to be trapped in there and see yourself doing these things but not be able to stop yourself, that's way more traumatic. So, you know, I'm just going to make this ending so much worse than it should be. Oh, God. I don't think it could get any worse than it's gonna. Oh... Well, it was Henry's grudge against the Burlone Mafia to begin with, so I thought it only fitting that he do away with them himself. And so then in the back of it, you know, he's sitting there like, no, but they were kind of my friends. Since I love to see a job beautifully done, I thought I should reward him. And that's why I brought you here for Henry, as payment for fulfilling his revenge at last. Oh, dear God. And as overwhelmed as I was, I managed to shake my head at Sebastiano. You're wrong. I'm not a reward. Henry doesn't have feelings for me. We're not in the sort of relationship you think we are. Listen, dear Signorina. He's unable to voice his desires aloud. And that's the way he's always been. And not to worry, your presence will not come between Henry's and my friendship. Henry's a very dear friend to me. If there's anything he should want, I'll give it to him no matter what. And now, Henry, she's all yours. Sebastiano stood next to Henry and put his hand on his shoulder, whispering softly to him, Oh, you can do whatever you like. Henry took a step forward. Oh, no. This is worse. This is worse because it's not like, again, like, Nicola kind of losing his fucking mind. You were kind of into it. Come on. Or, like, Dante just doing, you were like, what the fuck, like, Henry is just not doing this of his own volition, and that's somehow worse? I don't know why that would be worse than Dante being like, I'm going to make sure Orlok can never fucking walk, and I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to you. I mean... But it's like, that's your own agency. This is not Henry. This is not Henry. You know what I mean? Like, oh God. Oh no. Oh no. Something in Henry's eyes frightened me. Also, this is kind of worse because, like, in that ending of Orlocks, you were like, no, I'm not into Dante. Screw him. He's a bastard. So that was just awful. But this, you're like, you love Henry, and then someone that you love and trust doing that, that's worse than, like, you know what I mean? Because there's someone you love and trust, and they're breaking that, you know? Even though, logically, you know, he's not doing that because he, like, wants to, but you know what I mean? Like, he's being controlled, but, like, you still can't almost separate that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, couldn't you just let one of us die and then we just be sad forever? That would have been so much better. Oh shit, I don't want to end the game like this. We have another part after this, it's okay. But they're all bad endings. But those ones maybe we'll be lucky and we'll die? Oh fuck. Something in Henry's eyes frightened me. Without thinking, I took a step back, which made Sebastiano laugh gleefully. Oh my, what a terrible person you are! I cannot help but pity Henry seeing you back away like that. Also, it's weird if you're gonna watch. You need not put up such resistance, Signorina. There's no reason for you to refuse. Is this not what you both wanted, after all? Rest assured, I will take proper care of you as my new pet. And now it's time for me to take my leave. I know better than to get in between two lovers. Do enjoy yourselves, won't you? At least he's not going to watch, because that would have made it so much worse. With a loud laugh, he departed the room, and the door slammed behind him. Henry! I lost all strength in my legs and crumpled to the floor, looking up at him with worry. You know what's interesting? Oh no, we're going to get a CG here, I'm assuming, but also we're missing one. Because there's two, and I don't think in the short bed ends we would have. Huh. Oh no. He slowly walked over to me and knelt down, looking into my eyes. The way he behaved was familiar, the way he used to behave with the children, but his eyes now seemed hollow. Henry, can you hear me? He didn't answer, only reaching out a trembling hand. I feel like it's trembling because he doesn't want to do this, but he can't stop himself. Suddenly remembering the door, I pushed myself to my feet and hurried over to it. Well, like the Phantom didn't lock it. However, I was too late. The door had already been locked from the other side. My heart was filled with despair. It's either he's gonna do inappropriate things, or we're gonna kill him. Just then, I felt him take my hand from behind, holding it with a firm grasp to keep me from moving. Oh no, we're crying in this CG. Stop it! No. I mean, the tragic ones are kind of tragic, but like, this doesn't have to be this bad. I cried out in pain as he gently bit down on my neck. I struggled against him, but he had me pressed against the door and I couldn't move. I like being pressed against doors, but not like this, Henry. He'd never touched me like this before. Please stop. Okay, I mean, I know his eyes are possessed. There is something, like, slightly hot about him pinning us against the door like this. Except for the fact that she's crying, and this is traumatic, and his eyes definitely do look dead. But, you know, in a better situation, this, like, pose and the CG itself could be, like, really good. But it's kind of traumatic. Henry's touch was kind. He caressed me softly so as not to hurt me. If I didn't know any better, I might think that he was treating me with love. Because Henry does love you. Oh, it's sad that this... Oh, no. Henry, no! His hands undid the fastenings on my clothes, slipping underneath to touch my bare skin. I know I wanted Henry's touch before, but... Please, Henry, wait! Under normal circumstances, the touch of someone I loved would have brought me joy. You could stop, game. But I knew this wasn't right. Henry doesn't want this to happen. Actually, Henry does want it to happen, but again, I'm pretty sure not like this. This wasn't what he would have wanted. And yet... Spacey, my beloved. A whisper escaped his lips. I felt a rush of happiness to hear him say my name, even though he appeared to be dreaming. I hated myself for being so happy. And that's kind of like, that's the fucked up part. You're like, this is not how I want, but I am enjoying it. But no! And like, oh no, oh no. I love you. I love you. It was Henry standing before me, but I couldn't feel his heart. Space. I remembered the truth that he told me before. Hearing him now only made me confused. No matter how much I loved him, I knew he didn't love me. That thought made my heart shatter. But now Henry spoke with a fevered passion that was making me lose all my senses. You're so cute, and trembling like this. I was swept away by that first sensation. I felt my knees shake and give way, but he held me tightly in his arms. You belong to me. I won't let anyone have you. Not even fate. Please, Henry. Stop. Let go of me. I couldn't stand it anymore and burst into tears. He suddenly stopped moving at that moment. Henry? I blinked several times, hoping that he'd return to his senses. Oh no. This is the tragic Enzo. But I felt his teeth rest against my neck again. With a slow, gentle force, they gradually sank in. Pain was so strong that it turned numb. Henry, stop! I felt his warm breath as he lovingly licked my aching skin where he had just bitten. I'll give you as much as you want, even deeper than this. My words couldn't reach him. With every loving touch, I felt my heart break again and again. That's it, though. I've always wanted you. Accept me. Forgive me. Love me. No! I cried out, but he didn't stop. My thoughts began to muddle. I felt my heart unable to resist him any longer. With that, he took control of me. I couldn't see his expression, but his breath next to my ear drove me wild. See, you are mine now. I think the worst... Hold on. Every thought in my mind melted away. I stopped resisting and let him in completely. Oh. Oh god, now we have to get the trauma of, like, everyone else getting beaten. I think the worst part of that, honestly, is the fact that the entire time she's like, no, but like Henry, but like no, but like Henry, and it's not the no, I don't want you like this, it's Henry wouldn't want this. It's like, but Henry does want this, that's why Henry's doing this. And like, that's the saddest part. It's not even the Henry is being mind controlled and assaulting me, and this is not how this should be going. There's everything wrong with that. But it's the she's now like, no, not like this, but I'm kind of into it. But like, no, but like, yeah, but like, no. And like, having those thoughts in your head in that situation would have to be seriously fucked up. You know what I mean? That, for you would have to feel fucked up. But like, you can kind of, in her place, understand, like, she so loves Henry and wants to be with him that when this is happening, it's like, yes, this is everything that I want. Wait, this is wrong. You know what I mean? But it's not only that, there's that other added layer that the, no, Henry, not like this, is not because I don't want you, it's because I know you don't want me, Henry. So that's where and it's like, and that's the saddest part, because the reason Henry's acting and doing this, even while being possessed, basically, is because he does want you, he does love you, so everything that he is saying is the God's honest truth, but she will never believe it, and that's tragic on its own. There are so many layers of tragic in that! Oh, stop it! But I really did, I kind of enjoy that they put the little twist in there, like, she's like, no, not like Henry, no, but then she's like, oh my god, I'm kind of into that. Like, because she's so in love with him that, like, even though it's like, no, you're not yourself, but wait, but, like, this is what I want, but I know you don't want, and it's like, that inner fight, like, there's just, oh my god. Like, I hate them for doing this, because I was just goddamn, no, stop it, but now we're gonna watch Dante get his ass beat, so. I lost all feeling in my fingers, and they carried out their torture night and day under the pretense of an interrogation, despite the fact that they asked no questions and listened to no answers. Stand up, boy! Look at me! I was doubled over from the punch and felt a burning in my throat. My eyes watered from being unable to breathe. The pain began to dull over time. When I no longer reacted to their beatings, they switched to more brutal methods. With a long needle, they pierced through my hands like they were dead specimens. They laughed cruelly as they discussed where to stab me next. I nearly told them to stop, but swallowed down the words instead. Not that. I couldn't say anything to disgrace the family name. It was the Foul's own boss. He stopped responding again, didn't he? And it looks like it's about time! I saw something being pointed at me. A flash of silver. Ruined the pretty boy! Sorry! There are those who'd pay a fortune for your eye! Oh! Couldn't afford to feel despair. Oh no! It's everyone's tragic ending! Stop it! I had enough with my tragic ending. You don't have to give me everyone's. What is wrong with this game? I'm already emotional. This is gonna make me cry, okay? Like, no, but I just feel really sad. Like, this hurts. I don't like this. Like, the other tragic endings, sometimes you're like, oh no, but this is just... If it ended with us and Henry, you're like, that's so sad, and Dante and Nicola are in jail, probably dead. But you don't have to show me them being tortured. This is just, oh. And there had been no warning whatsoever. Only a sudden arrest followed by torture. Was the reason. Who's responsible? I questioned it only until the first night. It didn't matter whose trap it was or why. What I needed to do wouldn't change. Needed to survive no matter what, so that I could have my revenge. Good job, Nicola. Rage was the only thing that kept me going. Nicola Francesca, get out! Someone's posted bail! Oh, by the way, is your boss a weak guy or something? Huh? I had a bad feeling about this. They carved Dante's eye out! He died last night all of a sudden. Take his body back, will ya? Oh, no! That's worse than killing Nicola. You killed Dante. Oh, you're fucked. Ellie seems to have connections to the party leaders. He uses connections to arrest you guys, even bringing in the military police. I can't believe they killed Dante! Oh no! I hate this ending so much. If they left it with Henry and I could have been like, oh, it's tragic, but there's something kind of beautiful in the tragedy. You're like, I hate it, but I kind of like, oh, you know what I mean? But then they went this far. You should pull it back, guys. Pull it back to before this, okay? This just, no, stop it. This is where we stop. Ugh. Glad you made it back safely. The night after I left the station, we held a meeting at the church. Falzone boss was noticeably absent. Dante Falzone had died. I saw with my own eyes the gruesome remains of a man violently tortured. You know, for someone who, like, tortures people, I mean, it's a fitting end for Dante. I don't think he deserves it, but at the same time, kind of poetic in a way. His sunken eye sockets were missing both eyes. Seems Space has gone missing and hasn't been found yet. Huh. Yang didn't speak much tonight. Gilbert led the meeting with the results of his investigation, and it wasn't until past midnight that we all left the church. Could have just left. Oh my god. No, Your Excellency, you haven't fully recovered yet. You only just regained consciousness. If you push yourself too hard in this state, your life will be at risk.
I understand. But Orlok, I must do something about this. The Keeper of the Grave has been killed. If I do nothing in this situation, something even worse may happen as a result.
Excellency. With the pale face, he forced himself up and walked over to his desk. I knew what he was saying was correct. I wished I could perform his work instead. Feel the pain of powerlessness. That's when I realized. 6. Oh. They've surrounded us. It's no use. Can't escape. There was a loud bang as the door burst open. Oh my god, every single one's gonna go down. Did you see that pile of pictures? And then, you might have missed it if you weren't looking, because I was like, what's happening? And then there was like a pile of pictures, and then Dante's picture just got taken away, and then we transitioned here, and it's like, Orlok's gonna be taken out. Oh god. I pulled my Fusetto out and fought back. I could tell by the way they moved that they'd been given the same training as me. Possible to force our way through. Too many of them.
Orlok, run!
No, I won't.
You alone can escape from here. Do not worry about me. Emilio will take care of the rest.
No, I refuse.
Orlok, this is an order!
If I run or if I'm killed, His Excellency will be murdered. I must protect His Excellency and kill every last one of them. That was the only way. No. I mean, Orlok's good, but I don't know if he's good in it for 8 people surrounding him. I had to strike quickly as they came forward. Neck, heart, head. I needed to make the most of each movement. After I took down the 4th assassin, the rest of them fled, rushing out of the room. Appeared at the doorway next was a weapon of war held up by 3 people. A flamethrower. Oh god! There's not enough time. Why is Henry's tragic ending the worst? I jumped to shield His Excellency with my body. Waves of fire ravaged the room. Flames spread across the floor, licking at the roof. Sorry. I stayed to fight. To protect you. Stay by your side. There were few fights I could have lost. This was... I couldn't do anything against a weapon that was made to consume everything in its path. Okay, so, like, wait. We're not there yet, but this is where you should look, because you might, if you didn't see if you weren't paying attention, like, if you were just listening, the picture thing is being pulled back, because I'm assuming it's gonna happen after Orlok dies here. Sorry for being a weak disciple. Okay, so... Right? Then they're gonna show the picture thing, and show, right? See, this? And then there goes Orlok. I'm guessing Yang or Gil's next. Oh god. Oh no! Passes away? That's a little extreme.
The newspaper announced Joseph von Rosberg's death with great fanfare.
I thought I was gonna, I swear to god, great. I saw flames in there, not fanfare, and I was like, what?
He wrote that he died due to illness, but we all knew that wasn't the case. Please be safe, Orlok.
No, Orlok burned too.
There had been no word from Orlok. We knew the chances that he survived only decreased as time went on, but couldn't help but hope he was still alive. Henry and Space are still missing. We're gonna rescue them somehow.
Gilbert, are you really going out? And to do so in a time like this, it's better if he goes out, because otherwise people are going to come in here and probably kill you, Oliver, and I can't handle that, okay? This ending is breaking me. Like, I can't. I hate this one so much. This is the worst. To hell with, they knew damn well you were going to play the tragic ending last, and they're like, fuck you, this is how we end the game. Rude! Son of a bitch! I hate this one.
Yeah. Because it is a time like this. Smiled at the Visconti's worried treasurer and left the room. There was a charity auction taking place at the Plaza in Arca. Proceeds would be donated to the church and the hospital. Merlone's wealthy would pay a fortune to be cheered on by the townsfolk. Merlone's always relied on the Mafia, for better or worse.
Well, you know what's weird? Nicholas' picture wasn't in that aisle, because the next... Was it? Oh, it was over Henry's. Yes, okay, it was. Henry's is in the back, but...
Most of them received direct assistance from us, whether in business or otherwise. Dante's death came as a real shock to them. You can at least show them I'm alive and well. For now. Like, literally. That's it. Plaza was packed with people. Naturally, there was more security this year, but... Gunshots suddenly resounded through the plaza.
This is how Gil gets taken down? By, like, assault weapons? We're over time, but, like, we're like, at time. But we're gonna keep going, obviously, so...
Ah! You gotta be kidding. Damn it.
Sorry, Birdie, it's okay. He sees people on the TV. He was like, the hell is that? People screaming.
Wasn't a sniper. They planning to kill all the townspeople, too? The place was painted red in the blink of an eye. Get down! I made my way forward through the crowd. Move quickly! Get indoors! Keep your head low and don't stop to look! I raised my voice over the sound of gunfire. I knew my opponent was a lunatic, but I was surprised to see that he'd resort to such measures. If he had ties to the church, he should know better than to open fire on Berlone, which was still their territory. That was what I had thought. All around me were the blood-stained bodies of the innocent who had been slain. It's up to us and the Mafia to risk our lives. I'm here! Shouted out and fired a warning shot into the air. You want Gilbert Redford's life, then go ahead and take it already!
Aw, Gil, how noble of you to die like this. And that's how Gil died. So we're gonna take it. Oh. Oh. We didn't have the thing to take Gil's photo off the page? That's fucking rude!
It was a sunny day. The sky was clear and blue. The brightness of the sun somehow reminded me of him. It was quite a way to die. Even his death was very much like him, but I couldn't exactly praise him now. Gilbert Redford managed to help many of the townspeople escape, but shot multiple times in the chest. Still, he kept up the fight until the very end.
He was talking about Gil.
The details of the story was known to everyone in town by now.
Oh, stop it! No! Oliver's sobbing! Okay, Bird, hold on. I'm gonna give my Bird a break for a hot second, because he's getting fidgety. And staring up at the thing on the ceiling. But, like, no, look at this. I can't cry like Oliver, but, like, look at this. Poor fucking Oliver. Game. You should have at least killed... I mean, I would have been devastated if they killed Oliver, but I'm not sure, like... It's almost better than this. Oh, poor Oliver. Oliver, I can't sob like Oliver. I can't do it. It'll make me cry, so you just have to imagine that yourself. Oliver was crying. That hurts me so much more than everything else. That's so sweet and adorable. Just like Oliver just broke in for the... Oh, I mean, I feel bad for him, but you know what I mean. Like, Jesus. I'd seen him so composed for years, but now every emotion was spilling out of him without restraint. Oliver, I'm sorry for your loss. I like the fact that instead of just looking sad, he's just lost it. He's just like, fuck it. Look at his whole face. Nicola! He grasped my arms with trembling hands. He shook me as he cried angrily. Damn it! That idiot! Till the very end there was no way to cure his stupidity! What are we even doing? Large crowd gathered to attend Gilbert's funeral. I love the fact that Oliver is so devastated, but is still like, that moron, what the fuck? Oh, Oliver. At least I got a laugh out of this. A tragic, sad one, but oh. Leave it to Oliver to make me feel a little bit better. The Visconti boss, loved by the people of Berlone, was laid to rest under the blue sky, and to sleep forever in the cemetery by the church. We went to Nickel. Oh, now are we? Oh, there we go. Now we're getting Gil taken away. And then we get Yang. Yep. You've become quite sturdy, Lee. The old you would have died much sooner. I suppose Yang has trained you well. I can't remember Yuan's exact voice. Something like this. The man who broke... Oh, that's Yang, okay. Man who broke my arms and legs as easily as a puppet said yet to kill me. Oh, I could never understand his reasoning. I was boiling with fury as he sneered at my blood-stained body. And as if to make a show of it, he cut the flesh off my second-in-command. Oof. I'll kill you! Don't look so scary, Yang. This is a parting gift. A martyr's burial. A practice favored by ancient kings. At Yuan's feet were the dead bodies of the twins. Oh, they killed the murder twins, too! That means that in Nicola's route, Leo might die. Well, but Oliver survived. I'm glad Oliver survived because he gave, his survival gave us the only bit of levity in this entire ending because it was like, oh, Oliver, you're so sweet and innocent, I love you, everybody else is dead. I sent your little companions ahead of you so that you'd not feel lonely in the afterlife. Yuan, who should have been in England, barged into the base mere minutes ago. Already he'd cut down everyone in his sight, telling me of the news while he easily fought me off. Apparently someone promised to help him kill Second Commander Tao of the Lu Huanhu, in exchange for my life. It was then that I noticed that my second-in-command was no longer screaming. Yuan tossed aside Lee's dead body and chuckled, even though no one could have found it amusing. Sorry, Yang, but don't you want to meet your end? Be good and die for me. He raised his sword, which dripped with blood. Like that's the fucked up part. He broke Yang's arms and legs to make him watch everyone suffer. And there goes Yang. Oh my god. So fucking brutal. After killing everyone in Berlin, Gallier went missing and peace returned to the town at last. Berlin Mafia had been dismantled. We'd lost too much. As far as I was concerned, there was something I needed to do. I called in every favor, utilizing every last connection, paying every last coin, and what I got in exchange was Sebastiano Gallier's whereabouts. Early morning at the west end of the Champs-Élysées, in front of the Arc de Triomphe, right? Something like that. A man was walking alone and unprotected. I stepped out of the alley and pointed my gun at him. It's time for you to die, Sebastiano. I mean, it's kind of hard not to find him when he dresses like this still. His lips contorted into an eerie smile. The moment before I squeezed the trigger, it happened. Too quickly for me to react. Oh, I was like, Nicola's gonna get his revenge! Nicola's so dead! I felt it. The impact of a bullet through my body. Realized that I'd been shot. Somehow I managed to look behind me just as I was about to collapse. Oh, no. Did you... From that point on, I couldn't speak. I reached out my fingers toward the very thing I would never reach. My vision faded to black. Bye, Nicola. The fact that he made Henry do it is kind of fucked up. This is the worst ending ever! Everyone is dead! When the medicine began to take effect, I could feel my sanity returning. Nicola, I didn't want to kill him, but I had no other choice. As soon as the drugs wore off, I was driven out of my mind from the withdrawal symptoms. And they clouded my thoughts and pushed out everything else. I could hear my friend laughing as he watched me suffer. And now, I've defiled the woman I most cherish. And that sense of guilt faded away. My friend whispered that I could continue to be with her so long as I did what I was told. Kill him, the man I once considered my brother. Otherwise, my friend would take her away. He was easier to obey without thinking. As long as she's beside me. So this is kind of fucked up because, Henry is there. He kind of knows what's happening, but he can't stop it.
because of like the drugs and everything like that. So it's like he knows, and there's a part of him that someone's like, I'll just like he could fight it, but he's going along with it because it's less painful, it's easier, and in a way to still protect us. That's kind of sad. That's oh god. Anyway, as long as she's beside me, I don't know if I read that. And I can still hold her. And that's all I need. Oh. Gonna show us taking him. Oh my god. That is the worst fucking ending ever. How dare you? How fucking dare you? Oh my god. Oh, I didn't think it was gonna go like 10 minutes in and go through everybody else's downfall and like all that. Like, that is amazing, to be dead honest, that it went like that. I hate it. I hate it. It's the worst, but also I really appreciate it because like fuck. Like fuck this. Like the whole thing, like goddamn, what in the ugh. So it's brilliant. Because it's so tragic, it's so awful. I hate it, but I think that's why I like it. Like as far as tragic endings go, the ones that are like that Nicola one or whatever, you're like, oh god, there's something kind of hot about that. Like you have those endings where you're like, this is like a bad ending and I don't like it, but I'm also here for it. You know, and like they need to be in your bad endings because they can't be your best ending where you're like, your best ending has to kind of be a florally happy one unless you're playing like a traumatic game where you're like, nothing is good, this sucks. You know? I'm kind of scared for Verce when it comes out, like, in a year. Because I've heard that one's just very dark and depressing, and so it's like, but I need my happy ending, you can't do this. If all the endings are like this, and you're like, I don't know. You know? I can handle them as bad endings, because there's always a good ending. But if there's no good ending, it's traumatic, you know? But like when we played Even If Tempest, I'm not going to spoil that, but all of the endings were kind of like, what the fuck? That's not fair. That hurts me. You know, you do get good endings in that one. But all of the like kind of traumatic shit happen, and then you're like, well, now we can go and then you can kind of get the good endings. They're almost like this bad ending, like the afterthought kind of thing, which is great. That's all I need. Just give me the sunshine and rainbows after the fact. That's fine. I'll take the trauma, and then like, but like this, oh god. I like it for what it is because everybody had trauma. Everything was this was just everybody's bad ending and it was just brutal. It was brutal. Like, how dare you? How dare you? Also, oh no. Oh, we're still oh god no. Okay, hold on. We're not done yet. Anyway. Today was fun, wasn't it, Henry? You two were good friends, weren't you? I'm glad you killed him. I should be your only friend, and I've been wanting his hands for a very long time. I'll display it along with those beautiful eyes. Oh, God. When he said hands, and I was like, nope. And then he continued, and I was like, all right. Yep. Uh huh. That's exactly. I wasn't when he was like, someone will pay big for this eye. I was like, ew, gross, what the frick? Because he's Dante Falzone. I wasn't even thinking it was Sebastiano, but as soon as he said hands, before I finished that line, I was like, oh no. And then he, confirmed it. Okay. Yes. That's right. The man I met for dinner last night. I heard he's a famous businessman, but I didn't get the sense he was very bright. I think I should be able to take over his company with ease. Yes, there's no better way to enjoy life than with more money. The way you went about this was so brilliantly orchestrated. Masterful. You have a rare talent indeed. Oh, you don't look very happy. Of course, I understand why. I've not let you see her in a while, have I? Very well. When we return, I shall give you the key. Oh my god! Here, just as I promised. For you, Henry. He keeps me locked up. Oh no. Oh, okay, this is where our last CG comes in. We are chained.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I wanted to see you. You're so red. It's painful, isn't it? Let me remove the shackles.
Henry, please don't.
I'm a little tired today. Something terrible's happened, so...
Is it supposed to be our foot? What the fuck is happening with our toes? They're like supposed to be curled, but they like seriously look like stubby fingers. They're a little too... I mean, I have finger toes, okay? Like, I can pick shit up with my toes, but even my toes aren't that like... What the hell? That's the fucked up part of this. Everything else, just don't look at her toes.
Let me indulge you, Space, and be healed by you.
Oh, well, we were supposed to be the Phantom, but I'm just gonna read it over. Henry kissed her shackles. She twisted away with tears, and the chains rattled like a wind chime. Oh no, Sebastiano is watching this. That's creepy. Okay, never mind.
I leaned against the door, looking on at their reunion. It was easy to control Henry now. However, she was still resisting in her never-ending stubbornness. I allowed her to be with the man she loves, and she's still unsatisfied. How very selfish. She seems like an ordinary girl, so I thought it'd be easy to control her without the use of drugs, but she's too willful. And she seems to hate it when I join in. I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, nope. This went from bad to worse. Nope.
She wasn't bad looking. I would be able to enjoy myself more if she were cooperative. More than that. Oh, I do hate to see her treat him with such resistance. Oh, please stay still, won't you? We wouldn't want the needle to break. Not to worry. We have all the time in the world now. I can remake you slowly and carefully. You too will be broken in time, Signorina.
Oh, God. That's... Oh. Me being over here like, I appreciate this ending for what it is. It's traumatic and everybody... And then they do this and you're like, oh, it got worse. That was hell. I hate it. I hate it. But at the same time, I like it. Ooh! Look at this NCG. Stop it. Okay, don't look at it. Don't look at it. You know what? Look at it. Look at this shit. Oops. What the... Look at Gil! What is that? How dare you? Seriously, look at Gil. What the frick? Why is half your kimono off, sir? Please don't put it back on. Like, Dante just looks like Dante. I know he's wearing like a kimono, but like, he just absolutely looks, you're like, everything is like, yep. No, Dante looks 100% normal here. Look at Nicola, too. Okay. With his gloves on. Okay. Of course, Yang is basically topless. Of course he is. And Warlock looks so sweet and innocent. Stop it. And we're so pretty. This one's beautiful. I love this one. That's not where we're ending it, though. That will be our next part ending. Because, you know. But we're gonna get traumatized by these endings. We're not leaving on one of these. Okay, we can't. Because these are traumatic. And this will be like, okay, bye, guys. But no. I hate this ending with the passion of 1,000 fiery suns. But not really. I hate it because it's traumatic and it's sad. I love it for the fact that it's traumatic and sad. Like, good job. It makes me hurt. I also love it a little for the fact that Oliver is just a fucking ham. And, like, that motherfucker... that idiot, why? And just lost his shit. Like, oh, stop it. That's the only thing that made me feel slight joy. Because he's just so amusing. I'm not happy that he's sad, but he's kind of funny about it. You know what I mean? Like, oh dear God. Alright, so we can have our, like, sexy time CG. I mean, I feel like that she's also crying in this one, too. So, like,
You know, maybe, oh, here you go. This is the way we want to be with Henry. This one. Oh my god. So, in the next part, we will just do the other bad endings, which won't be as bad as this. It'll be like great. And then we have our NCG. We've unlocked everything. You know, so we have that beautiful one to stare at a little bit more next time. And we get to go through the voice acting and stuff like that. So that part will probably be long, I would assume. You know? But anyway, so yeah, I need a drink. So fun times. I need to go curl up in a ball and cry. If I hadn't already taken a shower today, I'd be like, I'm just gonna go turn on the shower and cry in there for a while. Like, good God. How dare you? Brilliant, though. Traumatic. Anyway. I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.